Hey, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade family. It's me, your favorite junior high pastor, and it's so good to see you again with this episode. So sit back and enjoy a little word from the Lord today because it's Wednesday. The other day I was in the kitchen and I was making my favorite meal, which is a homemade sandwich that I dip then in soup, usually cream of mushroom. The sandwich, always wheat bread, turkey, salami, Velveeta cheese, and mayo or Miracle Whip. Interestingly, I don't have a preference. So there I was. It was the middle of the day. I was making a sandwich. And out of nowhere comes Chad. He actually just walked into the kitchen, but it freaked me out. Like I went, "Oh, babe, what are you doing?" And immediately my heart was thumping, and whatever chemical it is when you're scared that gets crazy inside of you got crazy inside of me, like within 1.2 seconds. I was in the kitchen. It was broad daylight. Chad is my husband. I couldn't believe how quickly I went to fear. Isn't it amazing how quickly we go to fear? I've reached out to many of you, checking in to see how you're doing during this crazy season. And you have responded with a lot of different loaded words. Words like anxious, disappointed, lonely, uncertain, stuck. But what I see as a thread that moves through all of those words is fear. Now, we've talked a lot in the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade ministry about how feelings are natural, and they are actually given to us by God. And it's true that the feeling or experience of fear is natural, but it's not of God. Fear is not of God. Now, those of you who know your scripture might say, "But Heather, we're taught in scripture to fear God." And that's true. We are taught to fear him, which means to be in reverence of him, to be in awe of him. But fear of our circumstance is not of God. That is of ourselves, that is of this world, and that is, I would even say, of Satan. We are not meant to fear. Now I get it. In the last couple of weeks, your circumstance has changed, but God has not. I know in the last few weeks, your schedule has changed, but God has not. I know in the last few weeks, your future is uncertain, but God is not. We have nothing to fear because of who God is. His way is different, his plan is different, but he is here. I think of Daniel when he was in the lion's den. Yes, he was scared, I'm sure, but God was there. I think of Moses when he was standing at the Red Sea about ready to part it, and the Egyptians were coming fast after the Israelites. I am certain he was scared, but God was there, and he was working, and I believe he was saying in their spirits, "Do not fear." And I believe that message is the same for us today. We always want to look to the Word, right, to find answers and to find relevant fact for today. And that's definitely true today. We're looking at Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9 in particular. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." It's true that times are uncertain. It's true that you haven't been able to see your friends and that your soccer season got cut short. It's even true that future activities might be canceled. But I can assure you of this: you will never be disappointed if in this uncertain time that can be fear-filled, you lean into God. He is there. He is here. I promise you that. Lean into Him and allow Him to replace those feelings that are not of Him with what is of Him. So if you're feeling anxious, I believe that God would love to replace that anxiety with peace and with confidence. If you're feeling fearful, I believe that He would want to replace that with comfort. So we talk a lot about the idea that if lies are coming at you, you've got to combat it with the truth. And the truth comes from God, and it comes from His Word. I once heard a quote by a guy named Alexander McLaren, and he said, "Peace is not the absence of trouble, it's the presence of God." Let me say that again. Peace is not the absence of trouble, it is the presence of God. During this time, when you might be feeling fear or anxiety or loneliness, God is present, and He's here with open arms saying, "Come on in, I'll take care of you." Students and any adults that might be listening in, you've got a choice every day. Are you going to lean into God, who's already there and who has not changed, or are you going to push away from Him? I can tell you personally and professionally as your pastor, it's so much better when you lean in. So that's our prayer and our hope for you. We love you. We are for you. We are praying for you. And man, we miss you like crazy. But until next time, we'll lean into the Lord and hope that you do the same.